So guys, hope you're doing well. Welcome back to another video. In this one, what I wanted to do is really explain to you and go over how we basically help e-commerce brands add an extra $500,000 in sales minimum in less than 6 months, right? So this is kind of our core offer, is how to scale you from, making less than 50K per month to 6 figures per month, or even multiple 6 figures per month with your e-commerce brand, depending on what you're selling, the industry, etc., etc. So in this video, what I'd like to do is kind of pull back the curtains on what exactly we are doing, because our offer is kind of complex currently, right? We have a lot going on. We do a lot of things for our clients, and just to explain it and help you guys really I'd say visualize what we are doing, I decided to record this video to kind of pull back the curtains, show you exactly what we're doing, and just go from there. So the reason we've created this offer is basically because of our experience in the e-commerce space. We started as a traditional advertising agency for e-commerce brands. We would do their Facebook ads, but then we saw shifts in the e-commerce landscape. iOS 14 started to kick in, tracking became a little bit more complicated, so we started to introduce basically a lot more growth levers that we can pull on for our clients to help them scale effortlessly, right? So today, it's not enough to run ads, right? You need to have a lot going on for your brand in terms of the infrastructure that you built to actually get the scale that you want, right? And so once we noticed this, we basically started to introduce email marketing. We started to introduce, content creation, etc., at a different, I'd say, at different times, but at the end we had an offer that was kind of complete. We would do your acquisition, we would do your retention, and the content creation, the asset creation, etc., right? Now, another realization that I had was that if you were in the e-commerce space as an e-commerce founder, right, you had a brand, the only way you could leverage expertise from the market is to either go through a course if you're a beginner, or go through a service provider that would kind of give you access to their skills, their expertise, in exchange for a monthly retainer, a performance fee, etc. The packaging was wrong, right? For a lot of people, right? And so what we noticed is that the brands that were making less than $50,000 per month with their brand, right, are the people that needed the most help, right? At some point we were helping, between 15 to 20 brands in a single month, doing everything for them as a done for you agency, right? So the email marketing, the content creation, and the ads. And what we noticed is, first of all, the service quality diminished because we were onboarding too many clients at once, and we were managing too much, for our clients. And the fact is, a lot of the growth levers that we weren't managing, the organic marketing side of things, the let's say the conversion rate optimization, the website, how it converts, the product market fit, the product research, etc., all of those growth levers, offer creation, etc., we weren't actually managing them. So we were leaving those in the hands of our clients. And to be honest with you, a lot of these brands didn't have proper market fit. They didn't have proper research done before starting to advertise their products. A lot of foundational work wasn't done in the first place so that it could make our work easier. So even if we had $1 million in budget to scale that brand, let's say, it wouldn't work, right? It wouldn't work because the foundations weren't solid. And so we started seeing exactly what would enable some of our clients to win so rapidly, and some of our clients that were kind of struggling, right? And we compiled all of those insights, and we came to the conclusion that to scale an e-commerce brand the proper way required an infrastructure that most didn't have at the current level of, making a few grands a month to over to a little bit less than 50K per month, right? You're still in the small business category. You don't have everything going for you. Yes, you have traction, but you're still missing the core tenets or the core foundations that make an e-commerce brand go from 0 to 100 in the least amount of time, right? And so this offer, which is called the Project Growth, is really the result of all of those insights compiled into one single program, one single way of doing things, and one new packaging to offer it to you e-commerce brands that want to actually scale fast, don't want the agency BS. They don't want to deal with people that don't know what they're doing. They want to have the top notch of the market in terms of expertise, but they don't want to have, a 10K retainer, performance fee that's, over 20 grand every single month. That's really not what you want to be doing as an e-commerce founder if you want to optimize your finances and actually contribute to the growth of your business. So without further ado, what I'd like to do is share with you exactly what we're doing, and we'll basically take it from there. So ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. What I wanted to do first is show you kind of what I was talking about in terms of scaling fast, right? A lot of people, they're talking about, a 20% increase, a 10% increase month over month, which is obviously good. But some of our clients are experiencing an incredible way of scaling, and in terms of basically speed, but also amplitude, right? So you're seeing 300%, 1000%, 150% increase month over month. Those are great numbers to see, and those are only possible when everything is dialed in perfectly within your brand. So we're talking about your product market fit, your offer, your organic marketing, your paid marketing, your retention marketing, your customer support, all of that good stuff. When it's dialed in, you experience that what we call the perfect storm, and you're able to scale so effortlessly that it basically trumps anything you have ever seen, right? And the entire premise of this offer is to guarantee that we are always within this ratio here. We always want it to be more than 3 at a minimum and less than 5, right? So I made the video going over exactly why it should be above than 3 and less than 5. You should definitely check it out. But the reason in short sentences is that we want you to be in a position where you have as much free cash flow as you can, right? And this is exactly what we do here when we basically decouple the LTV with the CAC, right? We want the CAC to be increasing linearly, but the LTV to be increasing at a higher speed so that you have free cash flow, which is basically the area under the curve, right? And you see that most e-commerce brands are actually operating on thin margins, and they're operating within this realm here. So let's get straight into it. So it all starts with basically a 5-phase program. Or should I call it like a 4-phase program, really? So it all starts with the onboarding, okay? Once we basically onboard you, we send you forms, and we basically make you join the community. We make you join, your private channel, and we basically make you fill what we call a product market fit sheet. No buttons are touched. Nothing is built unless that sheet is really complete and as thorough as it can be, right? This is exactly what we want to do, because we want to know exactly what your product is solving, so that we build all of the sales arguments and all of the assets that basically come in the future. We build them with ease, and we build them with conviction, right? And then what happens is we want to basically create an offer sheet, right? We want to fill it out, and we want to make sure that you're leveraging the correct offers, right? And there's also a process called Operation MAP that we call internally Operation MAP, which stands for Operation Market, Audience, and Product Research. And this is, like it says, a research phase, right? Now, what we do afterwards is we schedule 3 foundational calls. One of them will be a clarity call with myself, because a lot of founders, to be honest with you, and I speak to them every single week, they don't know where they're going. They don't know where the ship is going. They don't know how they're going to scale their brand. They don't know the roadmap they're going to follow. They don't have a plan. And basically it's flying blind, right? So this clarity call is basically, as it says, a call to kind of alleviate all the fog, all the uncertainty that you have in regards to your growth, right? And that call is obviously with me. Then we have a paid ads call, which is basically a call with our head media buyer that really goes over exactly how we're going to tackle paid advertising for your brand, the roadmap, the assets we're going to build for you, how we're going to do that, etc., right? We want to get dialed in on the strategy before even starting to think about running ads, right? And then we have the same call with the retention team, right? So we want to make sure exactly what you want to achieve when it comes to your email marketing. Because as you guys may know, email marketing, retention marketing is the way to cement loyalty and breed that long-term relationship with your customers. And so it's really, really important that we know exactly what our intention going into this email marketing thing is. Right? We want to know exactly how we want to communicate with them, at what frequency, etc., all that good stuff, right? So we do that with the retention marketing call. And then the fun stuff happens. What we want to do here is we run you through what we call our offer creation flow, right? So we want to know exactly what your numbers are, right? Before starting to create any offers. And when I say offers, guys, I'm not talking about a 10% off, 15% off, all those boring, offers that you see everywhere. We're talking about proper execution and proper offer creation, proper unicorn offer creation, right? Offers that when your customers see them, they're basically, they basically feel stupid letting them pass by, right? And so what we want to do to get there is we want to get clarity on the fundamental numbers, which we call the AOV, the LTV, the COGS, and obviously your repeat customer rate. Once we have those numbers, then we can start, choosing offers, and we make you choose 3 offers that suit your product and your audience, depending on if you have a subscription product or is it a one-time buy, etc., etc. It really depends on your offer and your audience, but we make you choose 3 offers I included some examples here just to kind of illustrate the point. You got the first order free, just pay shipping offer. You've got the quantity breakdown, the bundle strategy, etc., etc. Right? Once we choose 3 offers together, what we do is we want to run simulations using our offer framework, which is a sheet that automates all the numbers. It spits out everything you need to know, the profits, the break-even points, etc., etc. Right? And then we judge it. We need to know that the break-even ROAS is less than 2, the break-even cost per acquisition, or the CAC, is more than $50, and we want to make profit on the front end, right? You don't want to wait 3 months to start making profits. You want to make profit on the first sale. That's very important, right? If all of these are in the green, we start to push them to acquisition channels. So we push the offers that we chose. Obviously, we choose one and we test it, right? And we push it to the acquisition systems, right? If it's not, then we basically choose a new offer and we start again. We never advertise faulty offers, right? It might be tempting because it looks good on paper, but I truly recommend that you don't do that unless you got all of these numbers in the green, right? And so once we start pushing things to acquisition systems, we need to understand that we have the paid ads side of things, but we also have the organic marketing side of things. So let's start here with the organic marketing side of things. So what we do is we want to learn and understand where your customers are, and we help you really dissect exactly where your best platforms are based on historical numbers, so past performance, but also just analyzing your customers, the demographics, etc., right? What happens next is we choose the platforms that are going to serve us as leverage. So TikTok, Instagram, Google, or YouTube. And then we start posting every single day at a high tempo testing rate. We want to be in a high tempo testing rate because that's what yields the best results, right? And so we start testing with UGC style, objection handling content, product in use content, high production content if you have that. And we start scheduling the mass posting and measuring the KPIs. Once we measure the KPIs, we basically measure your engagement, your follower growth, your increase in sales, and your higher amount of sessions, right? And that's where we basically start launching the organic campaigns at full speed. And this is to easily generate $5,000 to $10,000 per month every 4 to 6 weeks. And this is what we call stacking success on success. So every 4 to 6 weeks, you're actually generating more cash that builds on the previous weeks, right? And the cost is basically close to nothing, right? Because it's either free, you're doing it yourself, or you're paying a software or someone to do it for you, right? And it shouldn't be that expensive, right? And this is where we start getting sales, right? So this is essentially us building you the organic marketing side of things, which is the engine of your brand. If you don't have this, you will always be reliant on paid ads. And what happens when the platform starts underperforming? That's when your business starts to tank, and that's not a good spot to be in. So we want to build you the organic side of things because that's where you basically acquire traffic for free and you are in total control, right? Now, what we do is we also build you a paid ads infrastructure, right? Because we understand that this might be the engine, but this is also the turbo, right? This is really what propels your brand to another level if you do things correctly. So what we want to do is basically we want you to learn and understand our $10 million paid marketing framework, and we make you choose one platform, which is called the main advertising platform, and one secondary. A lot of agencies will tell you, hey, you need TikTok, you need ads on Facebook, you need Instagram, you need YouTube, you need this, you need that. But it's basically stretching your budget thin, right? And not really, being scientific with the approach, right? We want to choose one main advertising platform. The framework is to basically get it to $500 per day profitably. Until we get to that point of $500 per day, we don't ever advertise on the secondary platform. So even if we choose it, we basically, set it aside until we get the advertising platform, which is our main one, right? So let's say in this case, it's Facebook. Until we get Facebook spending $500 per day profitably, we don't ever advertise on the second platform, right? And so what we want to do is we set up the fundamentals, we set up the tracking, the business settings, the pixel installations, all the Shopify integrations, all that's done for you. We basically write you all of the copies, the headlines, the descriptions, the creatives, we get them for you. Some of our clients prefer to have it in-house. So obviously we kind of bend to that will, but on other occasions, we actually do the content for you and we create it for you, which is obviously an added plus because you don't have to do anything, right? Then what we do is we launch the paid advertising master campaigns, and we easily start to generate a 3x return on ads, resulting in a 5 to 10,000 per month every 4 to 6 weeks. This is the goal. We want to be at least at a 3x return. The cost will only be a few $100s, and if you play your cards right, which is if we did our job correctly in this section here, right, the simulation section, we are in a position to make profit even at a few $100s per day in spend, right? And this is what we do to generate $10,000 to $40,000 in new revenue every single month, and that is one of the main goals for us when it comes to acquisition, right? But then there's another lever that we want to pull on. It's retention, right? Which is email marketing. Because here, what we're doing is essentially doubling, tripling, and even quadrupling your sales every single month. So it is really paramount to retain your newly acquired customers and cement their loyalty. You're acquiring too much traffic. You need to be able to retain a portion of it and retarget them and basically bring them back every now and then to purchase again, right? And that's how you stack success on success. And that's how we basically, scale to multiple 6 figures per month with our clients, is by doing this combined with this. Okay. So here, our team will basically ensure that your fundamentals are in place and build them for you if they are not. So we're talking about a dynamic content calendar, a master list to collect the leads if you don't have one. We want to optimize deliverability, which is a huge issue. Not a lot of people are basically taking seriously. We want to make sure your account is set up properly. And we also want to build you the core flows, the core campaigns, and optimize them if you already have some that are created. Right? And this is essentially how we want to start generating 20 to 30% of total revenue. So we're talking about your total Shopify revenue, 20% to 30%. We want that to be coming from emails regularly, right? And so here, what happens is your LTV to CAC should be sitting above a 3x now, because we're doing our job in generating revenue from emails, right? Which increases the LTV, but we're also doing an amazing job here, which is optimizing your campaigns for profit. And since we did an amazing job here at simulating the offers and knowing what our break-even cost per acquisition or CAC is, we basically are masters of growth right now. We know exactly how to do things, and we know exactly where our LTV to CAC should be sitting, and we're optimizing all of these metrics, accordingly. And this is where you start unlocking 50k to 100k plus per month in sales consistently. Not once, not twice, consistently. Every single month you're hitting 50k, 100k per month, and that's where the fun begins. Now, you might wonder, why did we structure things this way, right? Why is it not the typical done for you, offer, which is we do everything for you, just sit back, we'll do all the growth, we'll do all of the emails, we'll do everything, etc., etc. Well, it's not the proper packaging for a brand that it is in your position, that is making less than 50k per month, or that is struggling to get past 70k or 80k per month. You need to be in control of your growth. When you outsource something to an agency or a freelancer or whatever, you essentially outsource your growth and you're not in control anymore. Right? You don't know exactly what they're doing. You can't have a conversation with them because you're not as educated as they are. All right. So they can easily lie to you. Right? So what happened is we really transitioned from being a done for you agency to being a done with you partner. Right? So we partner with you to build you all of this infrastructure, which obviously will yield 50k to 100k per month guaranteed, right? This is the infrastructure that, 7-figure brands are leveraging to make 7 figures, even 8 figures. And so we want to make sure that you have that at your current level. Right? Now, what happens is a lot of brands that are making less than 50k per month cannot afford the proper experts. They can't afford $5,000 per month in the retainer. They can't afford $7,000 or even $10,000 per month in performance fees, right? That's not feasible for them. Right? In terms of profitability, they don't have the proper offers. They don't have the proper, simulations run. They don't have product market fit yet. They don't have, a proper organic marketing engine. They don't have paid ads, up and running, etc., etc. So we want to make sure that we repackage our expertise, because I could easily be offering this program as a done for you very easily, right? However, I believe that the done with you solution is the most productive one for an e-commerce brand that is making less than 50k per month, because you are in control. You just have an expert behind your shoulders telling you exactly what to do when it comes to scaling a campaign, when it comes to analyzing data, when it comes to scaling your retention, etc., etc., right? You have an expert that is guiding you. You don't have an expert that is kind of like a crutch, right? You're basically leveraging all the expertise that they've built through spending millions of dollars on ads and basically generating millions in return in a different way, right? And this is the beauty of this program, is that we don't actually behave like an agency, right? So we don't have any retainers, any long-term contracts. We work with you for up to 4 to 6 months until you get to that goal, which I just showed you here, right? 50 to 100K per month in sales consistently, and we work with you until we get you to that goal, right? That's the beauty of it. There's no retainer, no long-term contract. We just work until we get you to that goal. And it served our clients really well in generating, growth at record speed. So what happens is we not only set you up with, building you all the infrastructure, we give you tools and basically help you leverage those tools every single day to scale your brand to 50K to 100K per month in sales consistently, because it's not enough to get there once. You want to maintain it, and you want to maintain it by building reflexes or building workflows that serve you every single day to hit your goals, right? So in terms of offer creation, let's say you want to know exactly what you want to offer, right? So let's go back to the offer creation flow here, right? What happens is we start to make you choose 3 offers that suit your product and your audience. What happens is we want to model your AOV, your purchase frequency, and your estimated customer lifespan, and we want to start knowing what your LTV is based on different variables, right? What happens then is we want to start modeling all of these offers, and as you can see here, all of these numbers are spit at an accuracy that is quite staggering, right? Because you know exactly how much profit you're making, how much profit in dollars, the break-even points, the break-even ROAS. We know exactly how you're doing, how well you're doing with an offer based on hard data, which is your COGS and your retail price, right? And so if you want to buy one, get one free, you can do that. Buy one, get 50% off, all of those, different offers, like I said. And depending on which offer you go with, you will get the simulation, right? So guys, hope this was clear. If you have any more questions, feel free to DM me, to send me an email, actually book in a call. I'll personally walk you through exactly how this type of offer can serve you well this year and actually help you to scale, effortlessly and build on solid foundations. We'll solve all the core problems of your business with this offer because we're tackling everything, right? Whereas an agency, if you were to hire an agency here for email marketing, for the organic marketing side of things, for the paid ads side of things, and for the offer creation side of things, you'd be sitting at $15,000 plus in retainers every single month that you have to pay just to get the expertise. We're not talking about getting results. We're just talking about getting something from them, right? Getting some type of work, right? And so if you wanted to build this infrastructure and hire for every single growth lever that you can see here, like I said, you'd be sitting at over 15K per month in retainers, and it would be a nightmare to manage. Here, you're getting everything built for you so that when you decide that it's time for you to get more growth, you are empowered with knowledge to actually do that. You're not looking for crutches anymore, and you're scaling your brand profitably, which is the most important thing. So guys, hope this was clear enough, and I will see you on the next one.